See, the thought is that you're like, a puppet to your ex. Well, actually, you're still married to her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. To your wife, and so the scale thing is they're gonna use that to say, well, we don't even think Chad wanted to do it. We think his wife told him.
No, I clearly made that a statement that I did it, and I have it on my notes.
Because that could be rehabilitated. I mean, I believe that could be rehabilitated. I mean, even if you wanted to believe that it was inappropriate, and let's say Harrison even believes it, I think the argument is going to be that can be rehabilitated. That's not a deal breaker. Look at this psychological consultation. A consultation is a records review, so obviously neither one of you are considered.
We weren't considered for what?
For when a psychologist makes an opinion about whether or not you should visit, they don't even talk to you. It's a records review.
Oh, right.
They look at all the stuff that
and
CPS gives.
we had put in there, that whoever that, who was it again? The lady that said this, I can't remember.
The doctor, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, the clinical worker. Looks like her name is Clark.
No, not her.
Shunk. You know what, Shunk?
No, I'm talking about the one that the Dr. Hunt and something else.
Dr. Birch.
Birch. We specifically said in the thing that she cannot be involved in this case when we signed the document.
She's a stage 4, for lack of a better word. Her credibility is suspect.
Oh, I know. We know all about her.
I mean, that actually is not a... I mean, to me, I think that's going to help us when we impeach her at trial.
I'm just really concerned that they're not going to make it to the damn trial if they continue to fail like this.
Well, if they're gaining weight...
They're losing weight. She said that she gained like, I can't remember what the weight was, but she said, no, she just had a doctor's appointment and she's back up to this. Well, the next day or whenever that was when I brought the scale, she was at where they said last. So, I mean...
Did your wife tell Kayla you are in danger of dying, you have to fight for yourself? Did she tell her that?
No.
Okay, good.
And she has it recorded. So they're adding words in there.
Good.
Because that's, that was what all she was trying to do, is because we can't fight for them really. They won't let us do anything. We were trying to be encouraging to them that, ask questions to the doctors. Ask why this and why that. You have that right, basically, is all we were doing.
How old is Kayla again?
12. She's got her own lawyer now.
Oh, she should have had one all the time. So 12. Okay. God dang it. Man, I'm really wondering. I want to get him back, I guess. But I don't want to be under scrutiny, because that's what Jennifer was telling him. Well, he can have him back, but it's still going to be under control. And she was going to say something, she could do some kind of ghost writing for you. Wow.
And I'm like, what the hell was that?
Ghost writing?
I don't know. She said something about...
Jennifer Hunter said this?
Yeah.
That you could get him back independent of mom.
Yeah.
She was actually talking about that?
Yeah. And said that she could file for me as a ghost or something like that. I don't know what the hell she was saying. Some kind of thing. I go, wait a minute. I thought that's why we have two different lawyers. Why would,
What did she want to file?
I don't know what the hell it was, but she was
So you went with Melissa to...
I didn't go there. No, I didn't go there. No, this was just a meeting that she had with her.
Oh, and then she came back and told you about it.
Yeah, she told me about it. And saying something about how, whatever. I don't know. I mean, it just sounded weird to me. I mean...
This is strangely reminiscent of our conversation we had at the mediation about how you got to figure out if you're going to cut her loose or stay with her. And this is what staying with her has gotten you. Because all the behavior... the scale, I can fix the scale. All this other shit of yelling at the girls, I don't know if that happened or not. I hope to God she has a recording of it, because I'm telling you, Harrison's gonna just, man. We got the hell with the evaluations by, to be completely honest with you. I'm not concerned about the evaluation of the two doctors, Hunt and Birch. They weren't there. This lady was there.
Right.
And this is the problem. If Harrison believes her over, you and your wife.
Now, if she does have the recording, is that legal? Can that be used as evidence? Even though
I think you can. I think the problem is that it'll create huge distrust, and they'll argue that. Well, they really can't argue shit, to be honest with you. I mean, you can record any conversation you're involved in. Now they try to come up with these souped up reasons about, you shouldn't record it because it chills the confidence of the therapeutic session or whatever. But you have a right to do it. I mean, you can record it. You can record our conversation right now if you want to. You could totally do that. It's not,
Good, because I am.
Well, good, because I'm not going to tell you anything. Well, no, I'm not going to tell you anything that I'm not Well, our communications are privileged, but I'm not going to tell you anything that I wouldn't want to repeat in front of somebody else if asked with your permission.
Okay.
Bottom line. So, I don't know what. I know it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they relate between. At this point, I don't even know if we can actually even separate you and Mom. So you have to really figure out which way you want to go with this. I mean, at this point, with this behavior, I mean, you can go read through the motion, and the notes if you want. The whole thing, it just seems like the whole thing is structured around you. They think you're a puppet of the mom, that you couldn't, protect from Mom if you had to or wanted to. That's how that's how everything looks, and that's what their argument is.
I wouldn't be behind her if I had the doubt, but when you have the evidence that we have, which is all the scans and all that stuff, how do you document? How does she make a doctor make a decision?
Well, you can't make. First of all, doctors are probably and I'm not a doctor, obviously, but I would believe that doctors are very similar in their professional responsibility. Like each lawyer, and I would assume each physician has to make independent, professional judgment based on their training and experience. And so, the state's going to produce a doctor saying that your wife, suffers from this factitious,
I
disease,
understand
disorder, all that. Okay.
The thing that she's doing, but I mean, we I showed you that one document that shows that they had a nuclear scan.
It's going to wind up being a battle between experts. That's what it's going to wind up being.
I mean, and then now that they have this weight loss, I mean, doesn't something show like you've had them for 5 months and they've lost this much weight? And what is that? Because we're telling them, we haven't been able to tell them nothing.
Because I remember in the beginning the thought was they had to be on feeding tubes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because they couldn't process food on their own.
Yeah, they can't. That's what that nuclear scan says.
Okay. And CPS has doctors that basically, if they haven't said already, they're gonna say that, they don't need the feeding tubes, that they can,
which is what they've been going to, and that's why they're in a foster care system.
And the reason you brought the scale is because you figure, hey, I want to see
it.
where we're at.
It was getting very evident that they were losing a lot of weight, and there's pictures on we have of like just before, and now, and you can see it in it. I mean, when you look at them side by side, they're just like. It's just their bones. I mean, it's disturbing. I mean, and I.
Well, let me ask you this: before all these doctor's appointments that Mom was taking the girls to, you were there, right?
I wasn't there at every doctor appointment. No.
But you knew about them.
I knew about them.
And you're okay with them.
Yes, and anything that was standard, I mean, I knew about it. Whatever. If something was said, it was discussed. So, if something like the surgery. Was going on, then I was involved. I mean, there was times where they were talking about like an ileostomy, okay, which they got something in there that she's found that says that it was insisting that there was an ileostomy. Well, she's got a piece of paper that the doctor actually 6 months prior to that said she may need an ileostomy. I mean, it'd be the last case scenario.
Yeah, that's pretty severe.
Yeah, I mean, and I was really like, I didn't want that. I go, we really got to make sure because there's no going back. You know.
Well, you can be reattached. My wife had one. She got reattached, but
Oh.
yeah, the
I
horrible.
just-
But she also lost her large colon too. So it's
Yeah.
a big difference. I mean, that was a very life-threatening severe.
Yeah, I didn't want to really do that because that would change her life and, you know, whatever. So, I mean, we just wanted the best quality of life.
Let me
type
ask you
thing.
this, okay? Let's just cut to the chase.
And there's even documents that show I was at the hospital.
Well, it sounds like to me, you are knee deep in mom's decisions. You know, you're right there with her, and you're
Yeah,
okay
this
with
is
it.
what I told. I mean,
Well, then you know what? I don't think it would. I think it would be disingenuous and a fraud on the court if we all of a sudden tried to say, "Well, I want to be separate now, and I didn't sanction any of this contact." It sounds like you believe mom's doing the best thing for her daughters.
definitely. I mean, after going through all the medical documents and all that stuff, I can't see how the hell. I mean, that's why I don't understand. I go, why is this still going on? We have all this
So
evidence.
you think you believe that mom's actions, I shouldn't even care mom's actions, your actions in concert with mom, they're all justifiable and there's medical evidence to back it up.
Yeah.
Then that's got to be our case. That's got to be our case. I mean, because
Is that going to get them out of, can we get them, can I get this thing done?
well,
and
it's
over
going
with
to
and-
come down to a battle of the experts, and I think Ms. Hunter would tell mom the same thing. I mean, we've got medical. You're saying there's medical documents that'll say that it's appropriate care, supervision, and they're going to bring in a couple of people saying not. It's going to be completely up to Judge Harrison to decide whether or not she believes which expert.